to be the most ideal and discreet containers for them.
No one would dispute the value of plastic bags to both individuals and households, but their widespread and or indiscriminate use is posing a big challenge, if not a menace, to the authorities at the City Council, as well as environmentalists.
The rampant use of plastic is causing a very, very big problem in the city of Banjul. So we are having a problem with this plastic waste because most of the time we have importers who only import plastic bags. So people think that it is the most suitable carrier. That is, they buy these plastic bags whenever they go to their shops, despite the fact that even they can buy things without using plastic bag, but still they will use the plastic bag.
If the plastic is not properly managed, when there is flood, at the end of the day, everything is going to be flushed into the sea, and they will end up settling on the mangrove vegetation. And these are places where you have, fish breeding. You understand? So plastic can have a potential impact on the fish, as well as other creatures that are, available there. And the fact that this particular dumping site is just a stone throw from where these habitats are, all the creatures that are here are greatly, are kind of, vulnerable to the risk factors that are involved.
This is a very big problem on the other hand, especially in terms of disposal. I learned plastic can cause cancer when used to light fire, particularly by women. In fact, my husband has stopped me from using plastic bags to rekindle in a coal pot. I am appealing to my fellow women to explore other options. It's a bad practice.
So in the face of growing demand and heavy dependence on plastic products, what strategies are put in place in the Gambia to curb what is now becoming an increasingly worrisome scenario?
Those who are importing this waste, that is the main importers of plastic bags, those selling water, are not contributing enough to help reduce the problem. So we are going to see how best we can force them, if possible, to contribute enough money so that we will make sure that if, like I say, if it is not phased out, let it be reduced, because we know it is a real problem.
National Environment Agency has been concerned with this. Recently, we have, called all the stakeholders in the plastic sector together to kind of, come up with an ideal solution to the problem. If the strategies that we have in place work for, the plastic that is being produced in the Gambia and the one that are being imported into the country, to be cut down drastically. So that's one of the strategies we are dealing with. And in that, we are targeting those who are into water selling, those who are selling water using water power plastics. We are targeting, those factories that are processing forms and any other thing that deals with plastic. We wanted to kind of embark on a massive sensitization to create awareness on the impact of plastic, particularly on the environment, and as well as our health.
A convenient tool for shopping or an environmental nuisance, the issue of plastic bags will remain a serious conundrum in Banjul and the whole of the Gambia, unless a viable and lasting alternative is introduced.
What a classic documentary. Health officials are using the occasion of Global Hand Washing Day commemoration to disinfect wells and taps in the Central River region as they advance the campaign raising awareness of the positive effects of the healthy lifestyle. Ibrahim Ajara traveled with the public health chlorination team, and this is his report.
We want the message to spread from children to families, and from communities to communities, and from nations to nations. The recent child mortality figures show that some 2,000 children under 5 die each day from diarrheal diseases in the world. Of these, the vast majority of about 1,800 children die each day from diarrheal diseases simply because of lack of water, basic sanitation and hygiene.
Nurturing healthy attitudes and lifestyles to build reinforcements against harmful disease-causing agents is the message being diffused by public health officials making the most of hand washing day celebrations to sensitize communities whilst disinfecting wells and communal taps with chlorine. Water being the key element to a hale and hearty life, officials want communities to pay greater attention to the sanitation of water sources such as wells and taps.
Yes, after chlorination, by putting in the chlorine, we have to flush it to ensure that this granula have reached to the water itself at the ground. So from there, we will test the chlorine to see by using this powder pillow and then this tube by putting a 10 ml water, and then we put the powder on it, and then it will come in a color form. If it shows a color, then that is the time we determine that the chlorine have reached to the water itself.
A later spectacle as such could only promote pollution and infection, which makes chlorination imperative.
This campaign is one of its kind because what happened is we are already with a team, a chlorination team, and also as we are moving along with the communities who are doing the meetings, doing discussions about how they can be able to protect their water source, we also have a team that is also chlorinating the wells. And then that chlorination also, if you look at it, it also helps a lot because if the water source are chlorinated, we know that our aim is to reduce the incidence of diarrheal diseases. And I think by doing that, we're also trying to protect the water source from contamination from other forms of coliforms. And okay, we also know that giving the people the information, we also help them to adopt positive hygiene behaviors by washing hands after visiting the toilet, before preparing food, before eating, and also after cleaning the child, if the child uses the toilet. So these are things that we want people to adopt.
Sensitization is the first thing conducted during a chlorination exercise. Villagers are first counseled on the ways to maintain their wells and the essence of proper sanitation around their water sources. Here, a public health official gives us a succinct explanation of chlorination and how several assessments like a sanitary, salinity and temperature survey of the source is conducted to certify the water's composition, confirming whether it's fit for human use.
And then this water, as it is covered, it will prevent it from other external interference, because as we all know, we are just from the rainy season. If it is not covered during rainy season, there are a lot of things that could take place, and we call it human interference, whereby children or even adults can come and dump anything into the well.
How often is this done?
This is done basically during before rainy season and after rainy season, because we come to disinfect before rainy season so that people can be free from diseases such as cholera and these other related waterborne diseases. And from there, after rainy season, we will come back to the source to try to see the impact of what we have done, whether it is still existing or there are coliforms or bacteria still existing. So after rainy season, we will also come back to try to put chlorine into the source to disinfect if there are any bacteria, which involve a lot of other analysis, because this is just part of the physical aspect. But sometimes we do collect the water to the laboratory at Abuko to try to see by doing what we call the microbiological analysis, whereby we have the total coliform and the fecal coliform, whereby we will determine if there are any bacteria present in the water body. If it is, then we have to come back to chlorine the water source.
It all boils down to clean, drinkable water, which additionally goes to salvage lives if it's efficiently utilized. Ibrahim Chata, GRTS.
Egypt is set to usher in a new constitution after the second round of voting produced the magic number required for approval. And Senegal's ban on the exportation of scrap metal in perspective. We'll be back with this and other stories right after this break.
Service at the lowest price ever.
3G AfriCell brings you the most affordable 3G internet bundles ever.
Get your AfriCell Extreme 3G internet service for as low as $15 is only.
AfriCell 3G bundles starting from 50 megabytes up to 12 gigabytes.
12 gigabytes bundle for a tariff as low as 5 buttons per megabyte.
And all bundles are valid for 30 days.
AfriCell Extreme 3G service for as low as $15.
To subscribe, please dial 120 and choose from the available 3G bundles.
For more info, call 113.
AfriCell Extreme 3G service.
For as low as 5 buttons per megabyte Stay connected to AfriCell's 3